Hello there. Okay, so I wanted to come on and do a quick video today, and I wanted to talk about one of the things that I think everybody, most people, women that I know, want to take care of. And that is dark circles or bags, anything of that nature under the eyes, right? We all kind of want to brighten and have that area really, really pop. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to tell you that has really helped me is, first of all, the time correcting night cream. I concentrate and I put some right underneath my eyes, and it's really helped with the dark circles and any kind of bags or anything I have, along with the instant, this isn't instant, along with our regular uplift serum. So these two every night, taking these and using these and putting on, has been huge. But if you don't have those and you just want to focus on this area right here, a couple things. I'm going to do one eye different than the other eye so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I have two different concealers. One, I always get my concealer a shade or two lighter than my foundation because I want to brighten up under my eyes. So I wear a darker foundation. So this is one shade lighter, and this is called Organza. This is two shades lighter, and this is called Scarlet. So two different ways people do this. It's kind of whatever you prefer. I have my liquid foundation brush, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my concealer brush, which is kind of, it's like a flat brush, but a little bit on the longer side, and that's not it. Let's see, my sweet daughter, when I got home today from taking one of my other daughters someplace home, my 4-year-old, Mommy, come up to your room and see what I did. So I go upstairs, and she had like reorganized my desk for me that has all my products, and like straightened up my books and like did all this stuff. And she's like, it's the biggest surprise ever, Mom. And she was so excited. Anyways, all right, so I have my concealer brush, my foundation, and my two different foundations because I want to show you both. And I'm going to show you two different ways to do it. So a lot of people, and the way I normally do it, is if I'm using a fuller coverage foundation, I'll put my concealer on first. Okay, but there's still people who will do the opposite. So let's do an experiment and see which one, see if we see a difference. Okay, so first things first, let's take Organza. Prime. Key is always to prime your face first, right? You want to make sure that, why primer? Because primer is going to keep your face, it's going to create like a smooth canvas for your makeup. It's going to fill in any of those fine lines and wrinkles. It's going to reduce the appearance of pores. It's going to keep your makeup on a whole lot longer than it would without it, which is awesome. Okay, so first is first, Organza. What I'm going to do is put a little bit right on the side of my hand. I need a little more Organza. I'm starting to run out. So I just take a little bit right on the side of my hand, and I'm going to take my brush here, dab it right in here. And what I'm going to do, first thing, this is a don't. You see people who will put their concealer on like that, right? And be done. What do you think that's doing to your face? What that's doing is drawing attention to that area, the exact area where we don't want attention to be drawn, where we're trying to avoid that attention being drawn. So the trick is, instead of just doing it right on your eye, you're gonna bring it down a little bit, kind of like an upside down triangle, right? And I'm gonna look up. So when I'm doing anything like this with my makeup, what I wanna have is a mirror. And the way to do it is I'm gonna look like this, so that when I'm looking in here, I am really going to be able to get the color in here really good, right? I don't want to be looking down. I want to kind of be looking up and out. Okay, so I'm just going to fill in that area. I go up around here just a little bit and then down, okay? So there you go. That's one side. We got Organza on that side. Now, what I do with this is I take a blending bud, okay? And I take a moist blending bud at that, because that's the way to use a blending bud, is moist, right? So blending bud, I'm gonna put a few dabs on there, good. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in and I'm just gonna bounce it. I'm not gonna rub it, I'm gonna bounce it. So we're just gonna come in, and this is not for all over my face. This is just for under my eyes. Bounce, 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 bounce. Okay. Good. All right. It's going to look a little weird at first, but that's fine because once it dries and we blend it, it's going to be just what I want it to do. All right. So I'm going to take off that off my hand. Now on this side, we're going to do the opposite. Okay. So I have my organza on here. I'm going to take my Taffeta liquid foundation. I'm going to take 3 little drops. That's all you need. This stuff lasts me forever, like months. Okay. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to dab. I didn't even need 3 drops because I'm only doing half my face. So I'm just going to do a quick little dab there and take the rest off because otherwise it's going to be way too much. Okay. So I'm just going to use this concealer and kind of fill in. Blend is key. Blending is always key. And we can check it out and see which way we like it better. Okay. So that is 1 shade lighter underneath my eye. All right. Okay. So the other side, like you can clearly see, it's like red line straight down my face. You want to make sure you blend out really good here so you don't get any lines in there. Okay. The other thing is right in here, I'm going to take it a shade lighter. So I'm going to go with Scarlet. But this time I'm going to put my foundation on first. I'm going to take Scarlet and I'm going to take a tiny bit of white concealer. No. I'm processing. Hold on. You know what I'm going to do? No, we're going to put this on first. I'm just going to stick to the basics. Put this on first. And then we're going to do the concealer over that. So I'm just doing 2 drops because I'm only doing one side of my face. So boom, boom, boom. Like literally that's all you need. It's insane. Okay. So I'm blending this out. Might as well just cover my nose, right? While we're at it. Okay. So this is no concealer on this side. 1 shade lighter concealer on this side. And then I'm going to show you another quick trick to kind of hide this a little bit. Okay. So we have that on. Now I'm going to take the Scarlet, which is even lighter. Same thing. I'm going to put a little bit on my hand. Oops. Take that same brush. Make sure you clean off your brush. Well, you'll be using the same concealer, so it won't matter. But okay, so I got a little on my brush and I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to go in and see how much lighter this one is, and I'm going to go down. And literally, again, you need such a small amount. But I really want to get right up to my lash line. Okay. Just get up in here because I really want this really just nice. Can I say really again? I really want it nice and bright. So again, I'm going to take my blending bud and I'm going to bounce it. And you want to bounce it kind of in different directions so that you get it kind of everywhere you want it, right? Okay, now you're going to see this is a ton lighter, right? See how much lighter that is? Then it's 2 shades lighter than the product I had on. So this side of my face is a whole lot brighter, right? So what I'm going to do now is take my blending bud and just kind of soften it a little bit more. Then I'll take my brush, kind of blend it out. And then of course you're going to do bronzer and all that good stuff. But okay, can you see any difference? So this is 1 shade lighter, the concealer, and it's on top of my foundation. This is underneath my foundation and this is only 1 shade lighter. This is 2 shades lighter. This one is underneath my foundation. This one's on top of my foundation. So you can try it either way and see which way you like it. It's kind of depends on, you know, what works for you. The other quick tip, if you want to kind of get rid of the look of this, what I would do is go in with red too. Is good for some dark circles. I'm going to take a little bit more of that Scarlet and I'm just going to go right on the line. See that right there? I'm going to add just a tiny bit more right there. And then I'm going to kind of bounce it off. And we'll just kind of see if this helps it out a lot. It's totally going to be, I don't see that big of a difference with that. That trick is a no-go for me. Okay, so don't do that one. But the other ones, yeah. So you're gonna do a little V underneath, right? You're gonna, because you want to bring that color down, and I'm putting more on my face as we talk, instead of just like a little crescent under your eye. And then if you really want to highlight it and keep it in place, take a loose powder. Like I have a nice light loose powder concealer, and I'll take my brush, a nice little bulky brush, get that on there, and I'm just gonna kind of pack this on under my eye and let it sit there for a minute, and then I'm gonna brush it off. And what that's doing is kind of baking in that color. So it's really gonna keep that color nice and bright. So just leave it there for a minute. Then we'll go in, brush it off, and see what we did. So we'll do the same thing on both eyes so you can see what I did. Okay, so it looks a little weird right now, but work with me, walk with me. All right, oops, my brush. And I'm just gonna take a shine cloth and wipe that right off. I always use the inside of my hand, I don't know, or the outside part right here of my hand. Just, it's nice, it's easy, it's convenient, right? It's part of us, so it's there. Okay, so then I just go in and I brush this off, any excess. I might wait a tiny bit longer, I might do my eyes, you know, do my eyeshadow or whatever. This is a great trick. If you like to do your eyes or your makeup first and then do your eyes, putting a little bit of this over your makeup is a great way to do it. So if you're doing your eyes and you have any kind of fallout where any product is falling down here, it's falling onto the loose powder, so you just brush it away. It's also a nice little trick for that. Okay. Do you notice a difference? I don't notice a humongous difference in it, but it's definitely brighter. It's definitely a lot brighter. So guys, that is a quick, of course I would add bronzer and all other kinds of, or blush and all that kind of stuff, but this is just a quick little how-to on getting rid of those dark circles. And again, you can try the red liner trick, like right in here where it's darkest, and then putting your coverage over that. Some people like it, some people don't like it. Kind of try it and see. And basically all you would do, and I'll just show you, might as well, is just kind of put a little bit in here where the color is the darkest. If you have, you know, a lot of those dark areas, and then you would just take your foundation and just put it right on top of that, right? Cover it right up. And it's just gonna help get rid of some of that. The colors basically like balance each other out, if you will, like neutralize each other. I don't know, whatever, whatever that would be. So you would just kind of come in and you're putting on your foundation like you normally do, so you're covering that red right up, but it's gonna neutralize that bluish hue that's under your eye and brighten up your eye. Actually, it kind of did work a little bit. All right, anyways, so that's that. I will have a couple more little tips and tricks for you later, but that's it for today. Just a quick how to cover up those dark circles. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Remember though, moisturize is huge for keeping those areas nice and bright. Don't forget about that. All right, talk to you later.